Hello everyone, this is CJ Novo 992 and tonight, whenever you're clicking on this bad boy, because let's be honest, it's getting uploaded at a stupid amount of night. But honestly, it took me so long to be able to try and digest what I just witnessed, and took me so long to be able to sit doing enough, because honestly I've been rattling about here like the one brain cell in that referee's head for that game. Honestly man, it's been struggling to calm down enough to film today's video, because what we've just witnessed is history. People, not only do we see the overturning in the first leg and we go what we needed today, but that's the first time ever in our history that a Rangers team has lost 2-0 in the first leg of a European Cup competition and over frickin' turned it. So massive congratulations to these players. They are now officially record breakers. And you know something, it should be an actual crime that I have spent this long in today's video without mentioning the name of Tom Lawrence, because oh my freaking god, as the chair rattles up and down, was that guy absolutely phenomenal, and his performance just deserves everything, man. Genuinely, give that lad whatever he wants, the keys to the city, a chippy the night, a hula hoop, it doesn't matter, give him whatever, because what that man done with the chest out for this football club is grab a game by the scruff of the neck, no let it slip away like it was threatening to in the first half, and say, no, I'm going to be the guy tonight. I'm willing to take the crowd, the pressure, the stress of being the guy at Rangers, because remember, so many people told us, oh, he's just a journeyman, he's just a wee guy for Derby, he's no this, he's no this. No, people, this is a player, and he announced himself to the world tonight with that freaking performance. Genuinely, chest out, looking like a prime Barry Ferguson at certain points in the game, and you all know what I think of that laddie, so I didn't say that lightly, but aye, just everything you could want. Forward, back, set pieces, took air, everything in the game, and we really needed it. And another guy that I need to shout out very briefly is another new signing, Tillman. Like, this guy right here, people, look, I'm not sitting here saying I've lost my composure because of the result and I'm getting lost in the hype of what is, for me, the American dream, but this guy is playing so well right now. He's genuinely got me sitting here at past midnight thinking about adopting a freaking eagle. But you know what's going to be the best thing for this video if you do watch on it? Isn't it just Tom Lawrence? In fact, did I just shout out a hula hoop? Like... Did I mention a hula hoop in today's video? I'm pretty sure I have. Anyway, we'll just carry on. I'm pretty sure whatever happened 30 seconds ago, it's in the past. We move on, people, right? Because it wasn't just Tom Lawrence that turned up in the actual game. Nah. Players did for us. The fans did for us. It was a collective effort, and that's why we've got through to the next round of the competition. But if I just be a little bit selfish, right, and I'm going to be a little bit selfish here, because we are less than 55, I can't write this, we are less than 55 away from 55k, like, that's magic, right, we've just had a magical night, we're now at 55 away for 55k, like, genuinely, if you haven't hit the subscribe button yet, please consider doing so and get us to this magical number the night. If it was ever going to happen on a night, let's make it on this one right now. But aye, everyone wants to talk about the football. I want to talk about the football. So let's go in and talk about this phenomenal game that started a bit crap. And I guess that's the fun balance of making these reaction videos, because we know how it ends, but we still need to talk about what was a pretty disappointing first half. But it wasn't necessarily a slow start or a lacklustre like it was last week. We still done enough. I mean, we had 5 quick succession corners in the opening 50 minutes. We were putting the pressure on, and again, Tom Lawrence was dropping it on a dime every single time. Tillman very close with one. You had another set piece from Lawrence when he curled it right in, and we went near with that one as well, with John Lundstrom trying to fire it back for, I think it might even been for Colak to try and volley in, but ends up looping it over. So we were pinning them back, we were going after them, and what we talked about last week and even during the Kilmarnock preview and in yesterday's preview is this game wouldn't be like Tuesday. This mob was coming here to park the bus and wear their Kilmarnock pyjamas. That's why I said Saturday was the perfect opportunity to work on what we need to work on to break through, and honestly, that's what they turned up. Honestly, if I seen a Ginger Allen Power counting about their slide tackling folk, I wouldn't have been surprised for Union Saint-Gilloise. Like, genuinely, I wouldn't have been surprised at all. So, we were getting into them. They were giving away cheap free kicks. Probably should have been a lot of yellow cards, but again, that referee, man, he was on work experience. He must be a late bloomer, and God love that he tries, people, because he isn't a referee, man. He was putrid to the sense. It must be his first day on the job. I mean, there was a moment in the first half, before we talk about the craziness in the setting, Tavernier has a free kick He's looking at the boy. The boy's like here. Don't know what I've just knocked out there. Probably a couple of beverages. But like Tavernier's here. The guy's here. Tav's like, it's no 10 yards, mate. You got to go 10 yards. You know, 10 yards, throwing his hands up, people, like that song that used to get sung a couple year ago, right? And then the referee's looking, and he's like, telling Tavernier to take it, and Tav's like, it's no 10 yards. You've got to be 10 yards. That's the rules. Wee man, maybe you want to check that up on your BlackBerry. But the guy just ends up shouting at Tavernier, so Tavernier counts it out, and sorry for going on this, but it's too funny. He counts it out, right? 1 step, 2 step, gets to 6 and the boy's there. And the referee gets that angry that Tavernier has made him look like an idiot and shown that he doesn't have a clue what he's talking about. He threatens to book Tavernier if he doesn't take the set piece. But that's a wee summary of what the referee was doing. But to be fair, Tavernier whips it in very close with a Colak header who ducks down, flicks up, just over the bar. But that's as close as it came in the opening 15, 17 minutes from us. However, it does need to be said, James Sands, who had an early moment where he looked promising with a slide challenge, being able to do a very good recovery challenge, had one of his, I think, 3 moments with the ball at his feet that he gave the ball away cheaply, ends up going out for a corner, and then, it's the 18th, if anyone's playing free header bingo, 18th minute this afternoon, it's a set piece, it's a corner, there's a free header to the opposition, but thankfully it goes just wide. Just fix it, please. Speaking of please, that's what I shouted at the top in my lungs exactly 10 minutes later when Tom Lawrence again, Barisic, on your bike, lad. Tavernier, there, chief. I've got the set pieces. Boom. Like that, you know what I mean? Like, just going to start revealing the Superman outfit. He takes this wonderful set piece, puts it right on in the money. I think Colak scored here. He's done everything right. There's nothing more the big man can do, but to be fair to the goalkeeper, it is truly a wonderful save as he just gets there, reacts out of nowhere, and flicks it over to the bar. And aye, that's the closest we got in terms of the entire first half. 2 Colak headers, a Lauren shot where he just bet someone, tried one curling, but that was it as we got closer and closer. And in the 45th minute hit, and you're thinking this has been really flat because the previous 5 minutes just started to go off. I mean, Kent started getting fouled and started getting upset that he wasn't getting any calls. Things were bouncing off him. Sands was just like, honestly, I understand Anakin Skywalker now, truly, with some of those passes. Tidy that up, please, James. But aye, there was a wee crazy little funny moment, and I want to give a little shout out to Colak here because Lawrence throws himself up in the air, gets knocked down, and he's first gone down because again he wants to foul, but nothing was given. So Colak actually goes and tells him, get up before the referee stops this if you fail, and maybe hang it on like if he stops the ball, because we've got the ball. It's pretty much last kick saloon into the first half. So Colak goes and picks a laddie up like he's late coming back for the park, and from that passage of play, the referee looks, sees him back up, so he allows plays on. Tavernier hits over, I believe, to Barisic, and Barisic, who had an interesting game, we'll talk about that more as the game goes on, has a horrible cross, and that's 2 horrible crosses. The last one hit the bar versus USG. This one ends up creating something as it goes flying over, and the big boy just comes up with a volleyball of an effort, served it right out, but unlike the one at the weekend versus Kilmarnock, this one's quite clearly given, and unlike the one for last Tuesday, I'm hungry a little bit, unlike that one, this is a real penalty kick, this is a real handball. No brainer, up steps Tavernier. Can he do it again? Can he be the catalyst again for this football club? You're damn right he is, ladies and gentlemen. Up steps, slots it into the bottom right. Phenomenal penalty. And now, from what was looking doom and gloom gone in at half time, we've got that 1 goal, which means we're only 1 more away from levelling up this tie and grabbing all of the momentum. That was absolutely massive, and I know it's silly not to point out, but Colak just being aggressive, and we want to involved in everything, just picking Lawrence up, scooting him up like me with ice cream, ends up creating or allowing a passage of play happen that it led to a goal. So shout out to the quick thinking of the big Croatian. And just quick note on Tavernier before we move on to what was a glorious second half. That is now 147 goal contributions since the 2018-19 season for club, ladies and gentlemen. Do you know who's got 150? Kevin De Bruyne. He's no bad in the football. That's the level output we're getting for the skip dog, and aye, thank God for him, and thank God for the second half. But not for the first 10 minutes, because that hands down was the worst bit of football I've ever seen. Like Goldson, Sands, We were all doing crazy things back there, and it looked like we were really nervous with the football, but we managed to get out of it, and the reason we got out of it was because Tom Lawrence, again, he covered for James Sands, who gave the ball away. He's just done a bit of fantastic defending for the laddie, getting back there to do it. Grabs the game, chest out, head up, wonderful ball, 30 yards, curls it right into the mixer for Tavernier, who pulls it back to Colak, and it's just behind the big Croatian, but ends up getting ricocheted out to Scotty Arfield. And if you know anything about Scotty Arfield when he's in or around the box, he's hitting that shot directly at the goalkeeper, no matter where the goalkeeper is standing. And Colak must know that, people, but people will say it's just a tap-in because obviously the goalie saves Arfield straight arm shot, it rebounds up Colak. It looks like a simple goal and it looks like an ugly goal, but look at the movement for Colak. Go back and watch it, people. The movement to get back on side, the reactions, that's a proper striker right there, and it deserves his tap-in, and he makes it, because how many players have we seen over the years being flat-footed in that situation? Up comes the flag or up comes VAR. No, he's anticipating everything. And again, that's what a proper striker does. Phenomenal. It is now level on the tie. We have that moment, and then it went to substitutions. You're thinking to yourself, right, what's he going to do here? Because to me, I never liked what we were doing with Tillman in this game, putting him on the right-hand side. That for me is wasting him. And starting a Glenn Kamara and a Scotty Arfield in his preferred position and moving him out on the wings that we've seen over the last couple of days is a waste, in my opinion. And almost like that, Tillman, who was having an up and down type of game, changed. The second Scotty Arfield went off that park and we brought on two wingers. Do you know what I mean? We didn't always need to play with one winger, people. When we brought on two, it changed the game completely, because Tillman went in the middle, and that boy lives and breathes space and being able to bring people in to play in. That for me is a genius stroke for Gio, and it should hopefully let the penny drop now that Tillman should be playing the centre attacking midfield role, because he was excellent the second he got moved. Again, he was having a 5, 6 out of 10 game for me up to that moment, and then like that, he just jumped right up and you started saying, oh my God, is that what it's going to look like now for Rangers this season? Kent, Tillman, and our boy Rabi, with Lawrence just being the frickin' guy. And I say that, people, because again, Lawrence was still excellent. Not only did he set up a chance for John Lundstrom, who was very unlucky with a shot, was well saved by the keeper just minutes after we made it 2-0. Once we had a breakdown of play, who ran 50, 60 yards back and absolutely nailed Stoughton there. In fact, it was actually a perfect challenge, but it was blown for a foul incorrectly by this clueless referee. But it was Tom Lawrence again, and it makes you sit back and realise why a player like Wayne Rooney identified him as the captain for Derby when they needed someone, when they needed somebody to rely on. You can see why, people. What a player that guy frickin' is. But before we talk about the third and final goal of the game, which was enough to move us on, there was some more ref hilarity, and you've got to highlight these because you can't just move past them, because this could have been absolutely horrific, because James Sands having a wee, let's see who can do the worst soft pass between him and McLaughlin all night. They end up doing a wee bit of miscommunication again, and Sands comes in, and to be fair, it's a wonderful challenge for the guy, but the referee comes out. Honestly, I could hear Benny Hill music every time I seen that. I was like, is this guy real? Is this real life? Am I being punked? Where's Aston Kutcher going on with this guy? Comes there and he's booked Sands and he's about to send him off, and then the linesman shouts something to him and all the players around him saying, you got the ball, and then the fourth official must tell him something, and then he goes there to the linesman, he's like, James Sands messed that up, that's the second yellow and should be sent off. And you saw the linesman's face. Honestly, it's like asking me if I like Celtic. No. That's what the linesman looked like, people, and the referee just kind of cowardly came here and went, my bad here, screwed that one up, I'm sorry, merci beaucoup. And to be fair, shout out to the referee for being big enough to make a mistake. Now, to be fair, it did take 4 other official referees, 17 football players and 50,000 in a stadium, but still, he made the right decision. Something he didn't make a couple of minutes later, as he gives a yellow card to Tom Lawrence and one of the Union Saint-Gilloise players for wiping out Ryan Kent. You've heard that right. Tom Lawrence got booked for a boy wiping out Ryan Kent. I don't know, people, but thankfully it didn't ruin the game, and we've seen that before, because I feel like now we've got the right attitudes in the team. We've got like the Lundstrom there, the big hard man, it can just get stuck into everything. He just seems to relish those challenges. We've got Lawrence, who would honestly fight his own gran if you asked the laddie, and I just never once thought we were going to get dragged down by the referee. We actually played it to our advantage. We started getting stuck in, we started to get in, we started to ask some serious questions, and eventually after the ball eventually gets cleared out, Ryan Kent does well to nip it back to Barisic, and Barisic, who had an up and down game as well, but he was a lot more withdrawn from the game. You might have noticed, like, he was a part of the back three this time. Usually he's up and Lundstrom gets sacrificed, and that was dreadful last week. But no, we played a back three with Barisic almost a left centre back in some situations, and for me that was better because he wasn't so overly exposed. Apart from that time, Tavernier genuinely looked like he wanted to kill him in the first half, when Tavernier had to do a phenomenal bit of defending. But no one talks about Tavernier doing great defended, because it doesn't make clicks or highlights, but great for Tavernier. But I'm talking about Barisic here, right? Because I felt like as the game started getting scruffy and people were getting in faces, Barisic just seemed to open up and get angry, and that maybe just getting out his own head, because he started putting in challenges, he started getting stuck in, and the ball he puts in is absolutely gorgeous in a way in itself, but he puts it into a right area. But again, the leap is magnificent. Big Tillman jump out there like a freaking salmon. But the goalie, howler, like first ballot Hall of Fame howler, but couldn't care less. It almost reminded me, if you want to go back to another American who scored a goal very similar, in my opinion, Edu versus Valencia. Now that game will always be remembered for the miss. I don't even want to talk about it, but the kind of header where the referee comes out, doesn't get it, it's like that, but 10 times worse, because the goalie is genuinely nowhere near it. But Tillman steps up, Bushkis, it's 3-0, the young man gets the goal that his performances over the last couple of games deserves. And what the best part for me is, not once throughout the rest of the game did we look shell-shocked or nervous or scared. We had the 10 minutes in the opening second half, but that was it. Like, I just loved the way we went about our business. I mean, Ryan Kent sent Alfredo Morelos through own goal. Probably should have scored, but again, to be fair, he's been 5 months out, so he takes a heavy touch round the goalkeeper, who was playing like David Marshall at the Euros. And then Kent again beating a guy down the left-hand side, dropped it right in the money for Morelos, but they just can't quite make it. To be fair, it's a hard ball for Alfredo to get onto. But the only team that looked like scoring in the last 5 minutes was us, and shout out to the mentality of that football team. I thought Gio got his substitutes spot on the night. I thought the players really stepped up, and I could not be happier what I've seen, ladies and gentlemen. And shout out to John McLaughlin as well, by the way. A couple of big moments. One time he had to come out with his feet, couple balls that he had to claim, and he's starting to get in the shithousery of Alan McGregor as well, with lying down with the football. Love to see it. And that's it, ladies. I'm not going to spend, again, this video is probably going to be a ridiculous length, but I'm just excited, man. Can we just enjoy and embrace happiness now and again? Because by God, do I feel happy right now. So if you're talking about the game, who was the standout man of the match? Miles. It has to be Tom Lawrence. But Tillman, when he moved into centre, that's the position now for me. I'm not wanting to see Kamara. I'm not wanting to see... Scotty's a very good player, and he'll have his impact. But there's a difference to starting a game versus fresh defenders than coming on with 15, 20 minutes to go running it and creating space versus tired defenders. We've got something special in Tillman, and hopefully we see more of that partnership, because by God, did it look beautiful. So Lawrence must stand out overall, but special shout out to Tillman and Colak for me. Both had very good games. But that's it, ladies and gentlemen. We got the result we needed and hoped for. Was it a perfect performance? No, but we've done enough. And that's all you can ever ask for in football. And can't wait to see what you've got to say. And until next time, ladies and gentlemen, I've been CJ92. Thank you so much for watching, and bye.